You tapping in real quick for this UFC fight night that's fitting to take place Saturday evening. We're back in the Apex for this one, and that main event is a bang out in the middleweight division between the Killer Gorilla, Jared Cannonier, and RoboCop, Gregory Rodriguez. I do appreciate y'all for tapping in this video right here. This is the full card breakdown and predictions. I'll do my absolute best as not to hold y'all ear hostage for too long, but you already know how that goes. Not necessarily sure what that lineup's gonna be come fight night, but this is the one I have in front of me right now, so this is very much so the one we're gonna rock with. You know what I'm talking about? I was not planning on doing this week because I got a lot going on, but I got to looking at these fights, I got to doing some research, I got to really digging while I was laying in the rack, and it is what it is, man. I just couldn't fall all the way back. I had to jump on here real quick, but I don't even got a whole lot of life on the phone, so we gonna run through this motherfucker from bottom to top and let that be that with that. I got a couple light adjustments. I added a couple more dogs to the lineup over here in the dog house. You can like the adjustments, you can not like the adjustments. It is what it is. To each their own. The caution tape has been placed. You know what I'm talking about? Let's dive into it real quick, man. We got a late replacement, fill in for that Gordon fight. Gordon gets the fight. I like that. I like that Gordon gets the fight, man. You know what I'm talking about? I got dog hairs and shit. My husky, I was just rolling around with that motherfucker, man. I got dog hairs and shit on me. I was not trying to do this right now, but I couldn't help myself, man. I gotta make a couple light little adjustments, and I feel like it's absolutely necessary, to just run through it with y'all real quick, man. So let's dive into it, man. We have Julia versus Jacqueline. It's women's MMA. It is a fight that I want absolutely nothing to do with, not in any way, shape, form, or fashion, man. 9-3 up against 8-1. Jacqueline is, I believe, the biggest favorite on the card, if I am not mistaken. And it is what it is, man. Y'all know how I feel about women's MMA, significant favorites in women's MMA. Maybe she comes out here and justifies the price tag. Maybe she doesn't. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Jacqueline is the pick, though. Next up, heavyweight MMA. Back-to-back fights that I want absolutely nothing to do with. Women's MMA, first fight of the night, and women's MMA, and question marks all over it. It checks all kinds of boxes. Heavyweight MMA, question marks all over it, checks all kinds of boxes. The big dog is the pick, though, in Dontel Mays. He's not, a big dog as far as money lines are concerned, but he's a big motherfucker, man. And I just don't know that Walter Walker is going to be able to go in here and implement an all-around body of work that's going to be better than his, because I don't know that he's going to be able to drag him out and just throw him around. To be determined. Maybe he is, maybe he can, maybe he's that guy. I just, I don't believe he is, To be determined, though. Nothing to do with this fight. But Dontel's the pick, man. This is where it gets spicy. This is where some of y'all might get mad at me. You know what I'm talking about? We have Vince versus Elijah. Dana White Contender Series 7-1 making his UFC debut up against Vincent Morales, who, man, he's solid. He's well-rounded, and he's proven that he can be dangerous. 34-22, but we've had this conversation before. At 22, you're still being molded. You're still coming into yourself. You still have learning curves and, things to go through. Where at 34, you're very much so in your prime. You know what I'm talking about? And he's been competing at this level of opposition for quite some time. The level of opposition is just different, man. Elijah Smith is not a Taylor Loblius. He's not any of these other individuals that, Vince has found himself on the wrong side of a decision of. I can see Vince locking up a submission. If Elijah wants to play the wrestle game a bit too much, I can see him locking up a submission. Listen, I can see him catching, clipping, and disconnecting from his consciousness. I made this mistake last week, and I apologize for that. I tried to make up for it prior to the fights by, posting that 312 degenerate video and telling jokers to hop on Wrong Zoo via decision at plus 900. Just drop a dub. Wanted to get 180 back that way if, shit goes left with the parlays you have Cody wrapped up in that you're invested into. It's probably gonna go left via Wrong Zoo via decision. You know what I'm talking about? So for what it was worth, we covered that back door and we were properly prepared for being on the wrong side of that pick as far as betting and parlaying was concerned on dog plays. But I should have been a bit better with that. A bit better with that. I can't even get the fucking words out my mouth. Cause I should have fucking done better. You know what I'm talking about? I spoke about it with my homie, my right hand, like I was chopping it up with him about it all fucking week, man. It's Wrong Zoo, man. Something about this, man. I feel like I jumped too quick with that pick. Like something about this shit just feel like a setup, man. Cody's not that guy, you know what I mean? And while Wrong Zoo is not that guy either, and he's had a roller coaster of a ride, that roller coaster of a ride's been inside the UFC. The same can't be said about the other side. So I fucked up last week on that. I plan on that not being the case this week. Vince is the pick, man. And when the props drop, I want to see what it is for Vince, via KO, TKO submission on a double chance, and then Vince, man, I don't know, I think Vince finishes this fight. We gonna move on. Because I don't got a whole lot of life on this motherfucking phone. I don't got a whole lot of left in me right now. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm ready to lay the fuck down and tap out. Old head shit, I don't give a fuck about what time it is. You know what I'm talking about? Moving on. My next light low adjustment. We have Bomb Fiend. These Bomb Fiend brothers make me nervous, man. They make me nervous, man. And I spoke on it before. We're gonna speak on it some more and get on up out of here, man. Chaos is the pick, man. Nice little reach. 30 and 27. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't talking about a whole lot there. 72 and a half inches on the reach for Bomb Fiend. 77 for Chaos. Chaos is only lost via decision. He doesn't know what it's like to lose inside the distance. Gabe doesn't really know what it's like to win via decision. He only knows what it's like to win inside the distance and lose inside the distance. One thing has nothing to do with the other, but it's all worth consideration. I think Chaos will be a bit harder than Nicholas Dalby to get down to the ground, a bit harder than Nicholas Dalby to control, and I think he hits a bit harder. He's a bit faster, and he's a bit more of a motherfucking problematic individual in that cage than Nicholas Dalby. Like I said, one thing has nothing to do with the other, but it's all worth consideration, man. I want to know what the prop drop is on Chaos Williams to win via decision. You know what I'm talking about? Chaos is the pick. That's my other light low adjustment. So kicking the night off is women's MMA with Julia and Jacqueline, a fight I want absolutely nothing to do with, but Jacqueline's the pick. Then heavyweight MMA, a fight I want absolutely nothing to do with, but Dontel's the pick, man. You know what I'm talking about? We in the apex. All these Brazilians, we not in motherfucking Brazil. We in the apex, man. You know what I'm talking about? And some of these fights are going to be highly competitive and closely contested, and some of them are just not. There's going to be some finishes, man. We're going to have some good fights, but it is what it is, man. Jacqueline's the pick, Dontel's the pick. I don't want nothing to do with near one of them shits. Then Vince is the pick over Elijah to spoil his debut with his father in his corner. Unfortunately, his father didn't have, I wasn't high on his father. You know what I'm talking about when he was competing. But that's just me. His son does look to be a bit more dynamic than what his father was, but there's no high ceiling for him in the UFC, and unfortunately, he's debuting against Vince Morales, who's in his prime, and I think he's going to lock up a submission on him. So Vince is the pick, and Chaos, Kalen Williams, that shit always fucks me up. He's the pick. Via, I want to get him via decision and see what that. I'm definitely going to put something on him via decision because I feel like it's going to be juicy. But the KO prop too, the double chance KO, TKO, or decision, because maybe Gabe survives but just loses the decision. Maybe he doesn't survive and loses inside the distance again. But Chaos, he's the pick, man. Then y'all already know the big dog, Jesus, is the pick over Rafael, man. I get it, Rafael's 12-0. You know what I'm talking about? But if I'm not mistaken, Rafael likes to implement an all-around body of work, man. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. He beat Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson went 116 out of 161 on strikes, 72 out of 101, 72 out of 109 on significant, 0 for 0 on takedowns. But that's because old boy went only 35 out of 77 on strikes, 18 out of 43 on significant strikes, because he went 3 out of 22 on takedowns. You understand what I'm saying to you? 3 out of 22 on takedowns. I don't think you want to go 3. I don't think you want to go 1 for 3 on takedowns against Jesus, man. Jesus is gonna snatch something the fuck up, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, I get it. He went 3 out of 20. I mean, Charles, man. Charles outstruck that motherfucker almost 5-1. You know what I mean? While fucking defending what? 3 for 22. Defending 19 takedowns. He still outstruck this man by, 100 strikes. I just feel like if you're going to attempt any kind of takedowns on Jesus, you playing with fire. You know what I'm talking about? He's dangerous, man. He's dangerous. And, the bull, undefeated, Stewart, who Jesus was a dog, and I wrapped him up in a 2-leg parlay with Ricardo Ramos as a dog on that card, and they cashed. You know what I'm talking about? 3 for 5 on his strikes from Jesus. 0 for 0 on takedowns. Just 1 submission attempt, because Stewart went 15 out of 29 on strikes and 1 for 1 on takedowns, because Jesus welcomes the takedown. He's not trying to defend that shit. He's gonna lock something up on your bitch ass. You know what I'm talking about? And that's what he did, man. He locked it up on him and he snatched that O from him. And I'm telling you, he's gonna lock something up on old boy and snatch that O from him as well. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man. It is what it is, man. That's just me. That's my personal opinion. That's my take on the situation. I look at an undefeated fighter, you know what I'm talking about, and I say to myself, is this young man going to stay undefeated? I look at the division, the landscape of the division that he's currently in. Is this young man going to stay undefeated and just rise up on through the rankings and be championship material, contender material, anything of the above? And if the answer to that is no, and I know that inevitably that O is going to go. It's just about when is it going to go, who's it going to take, who's going to take it from, who is it going to be that takes it from him? I can't even get these words out. I'm fucking tired. You know what I'm saying, though. And is Jesus the one to take it from him on Saturday night, man? Like, that O has to go. When's it going to go? And who's going to be the guy to take it from him? And is Jesus the guy to take it from him? He's taking O's from other individuals in the past as underdog. You know what I'm talking about? I fuck with him, man. I know he's at a reach disadvantage. You know what I mean? Probably a height disadvantage. But these things are in every matchup that he's ever fucking been in. You feel what I'm saying to you? And more times than not, he still finds a way to come out on the right side. So that's my big dog. I know we just went back to back to back to back dogs type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dontel's a dog, Vince is currently a dog, and Chaos is a dog. Now there's Jesus as a dog. Boy, oh boy. Huh? It is what it is. We went 2 for 2 on dogs last week, and I honestly expect at the very least Vince, Chaos, and Jesus, man. Vince and Chaos, maybe Rafael is that guy. To be determined. We will see. Dontel is heavyweight. I don't want no action on that. You know what I'm talking about? But I like Vince to bark, and I like Chaos to bark, man. I love Jesus to bark if Rafael's going to play that wrestle game heavy with him, man. You know what I'm talking about? But to be determined, man. Then we have Jared Gordon. Look, we on 10%. I'm going to have to slide. Jared Gordon versus Majrabjan. Ah, man. I don't know what the fuck. Razi, but oh boy. Is his nickname? His nickname ain't on here. It was on Tabology, man. Black Junior or Junior Black, some shit like that. The Flash versus Black Junior, some shit like that. Either way you look at it, Jared Gordon versus Ruzy Boff, and I gotta rock with Jared Gordon, man. I gotta rock with the homie. As much as I can't be confident in him because of the way the judge is doing, you know, I feel like he beat Patty and I feel like he beat Nasrat. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's me being biased. That is my personal opinion. That is my take on the situation. Maybe somebody saw the shit different. I feel like he's won a couple other fights, but besides those in the past that have just been snatched away from him. But that's me. This dude is 24-1 up against opposition with combined records of 126 wins, 96 losses, and 3 draws. Jarrett, 27-0 up against opposition with combined records of 318 wins, 95 losses, and 6 draws. 95 losses in his opposition, 96 in his, but 126 wins in his and 308. I mean, the level of opposition's just been different, but we know that because we know where Jared's been competing at, man. So I gotta rock with Jared, man. This is where it gets dicey for me because I like the little, you know, I like the little run that Ketlin has found herself on. I cashed with her as a big dog, you know what I'm talking about? I believe on the same card with Marab as a dog. If I'm not mistaken, it was that card. I had a nice little motherfucking parlay I smacked on. But it's Angela Hill, man. You know, it's the homie. And yeah, she's 40, you know, and Shorty's 30. You can make the case that Angie's exiting her prime and Ketlin is entering her prime, which has, you know, can be seen. Angie's just still so solid and so well-rounded and so hard to get a hold of and so hard to really just, you know, hit significantly and do damage to, you know what I mean? She moves and utilizes the octagon so well. Ketlin can crack. Ketlin can crack. If I was going to make another, you know, light adjustment, if Angela, you know, if Angela wasn't the homie, like that's the squad I got to stay. You know, I got to stay on his side. Win, lose, or draw till the wheels fall off. You know what I'm talking about? But I'll properly prepare myself, man. And y'all, you know, especially Ketlin was a slight dog. Now it's like a pick'em. She's probably going to go to a slight favorite, leaving Angela a dog, rightfully so. She's entering her prime. Angie's probably exiting her prime. Her last few years were her greatest. You know what I'm talking about? It sucks that she lost that last fight to Tabitha. That was Tabitha, right? The baby shark or whatever. But she's been, you know, she's been something beautiful to watch in that octagon over the last few years. You know what I mean? The transformation. And just is what it is, man. I hate to see her lose back to back at this stage like that. But that, you know, that's probably going to be the case. I ain't going to hold you. I'm picking Angie because I'm biased as a motherfucker and I'm rocking with her till the wheels fall off. But Ketlin's probably going to win this one, man. You know what I mean? Angie's going to have to put out an immaculate performance to win this one. Like, I feel like Ketlin, as hard as Angie is to crack, we're in the apex, so it's going to be a bit easier. And I feel like when Ketlin does touch her, she's going to get reactions, and she might bust her open, get that snot box leaking, that soup cooler busted open. You know what I mean? Might Bumblebee an eye open, put a little hematoma on the forehead, because she can fucking crack, man. Might drop her, maybe, you know what I mean? Who knows? Who the fuck knows? I don't think she'll really win any wrestling or grappling exchanges, but I think she'll definitely, you know, land the more significant shots on the feet while Angie's moving around and kind of pity-patting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm rocking with Angie, but you ain't got to rock with Angie. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's women's MMA, though. It's going to be a great fucking fight, man. Jose versus Connor. Give me Connor, man. It's prospect versus prospect. It's unproven against unproven. It's unbattle-tested against unbattle-tested. Neither one of them really been up against it as far as legitimate or high levels of opposition are concerned. You understand what I'm saying to you? So it is what it is. Pick your own poison. 7-2, 8-1. You know what I mean? Connor Matthews, 7-2, 32, 5'7", with his 71-inch reach. Jose's 20, you know, 8-1. 26'5'9" with a 73-inch reach, man. I just personally like what I see from Jose a bit more than what I see from Connor. You know what I mean? I don't really know what the boy's going to do if he can't implement, you know, his game. You know what I mean? Like we We had Dennis. I think Dennis was a slight dog, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I think Dennis was a slight dog in his last matchup, and we was fucking with Dennis. You know what I'm talking about? But it is what it is, man. Call it just continuing the trend of fading this young man. But that's what we doing. We rocking with Jose. Let's keep it moving. We have Rodolfo Vieira versus Andre Petrowski, 10-2 versus 12-4. Evenly matched up as far as 35 and 33, 6 foot, 6 foot, 185 to 185, 73 to a 73-inch reach. These two muscle head motherfuckers are going to have a car crash. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I think Rodolfo's going to come out of that collision victorious via submission. As much as everybody likes Andre Petrowski and his submission offensively and defensively, I am one of them. I know he's vicious there. I know he's solid there. I know he's not to be played with there. But I think old boy's just a bit fucking better. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is. It's my personal opinion. Maybe one of them gets cracked, clipped, and disconnected from their consciousness because they don't want to get to rolling around and having those motherfucking entanglements. But Adolfo's the pick. Oh, man. Ishmael Bonfim versus Nazim, man. I don't want anything to do with this fight, man. I'm going to rock with this Bonfim brother. You know? I got a feeling I shouldn't be rocking with either one of these Bonfim brothers, man. I kind of want to be fucking with Nazim. But I'm going to leave it alone with the two light adjustments. I got enough dogs. I'm going to properly prepare myself for being on the wrong side of this pick, though. I placed the caution tape all over it. Proceed with extreme caution, man. I know Ishmael has only lost via submission. If I'm not mistaken, all 4 of his losses come via submission. Not to say that Nazim can't submit him. Not to say that Nazim won't catch, clip, and disconnect him from his consciousness to give him his first ever KO TKO loss. Not to say that Nazim won't drag out a decision, man. I just feel like if it goes the distance, if it goes the full 15 minutes, it's going to be highly competitive, closely contested, and I feel like Ishmael's going to, you know, slightly edge it, man. As I'm fucking saying it, I'm thinking Nazim. You know what I mean? Like, where are you going to edge it? You going to edge it in the wrestling and grappling, man? Like, Nazim go heavy in that wrestling and grappling over there at Longo, man. And this, come on, man. Like, where are you going to edge it at? Scrap, you know what I mean? I just don't fucking know, man. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? I don't know where he's going. You know, man, the more I look at these motherfuckers, man, the more I want to fucking pick, switch, this is fucked up. Y'all about to be so mad at me. Fuck these Bonfim brothers. I know it's like, he went to a draw, you know, with Borshev, man, but, you know, and the boy time, we was on time, you know what I mean, to get that dub over Borshev, man. But who's to say this motherfucker doesn't knock out or submit Gabe in this motherfucker, man? Fucking Bonfim brothers, man. I'm gonna run out of battery life and more shit, man. Oh my God, I don't like nothing about these Bonfim brothers, man. Fuck. I'ma stay with it, man. I'ma stay with it. I made my light little adjustment. Should I make another one? Should I fuck these Bonfim brothers? Should I just say fuck these Bonfim brothers and roll the dice, man? Huh? Fuck these motherfuckers and roll the dice, man. Huh? Is it gonna come back and get me? We'll come back to this one, man. Edmund versus Dylan. Edmund's the pick, man. Edmund might submit Dylan. Edmund might knock out Dylan. I don't think Dylan's gonna submit Edmund or knock out Edmund, and I don't think Dylan's gonna beat Edmund via decision. I think Edmund, you know, while Edmund is what Edmund is, I think he's good enough to beat a Dylan Butker. You know what I'm talking about? Enough said, man. Youssef versus Calvin. Don't be mad if Youssef comes out here and makes this motherfucking fight with him and Calvin look like a bloody mess like fucking Zayn did with Mike Davis, you know what I mean? Finds a way to crack Calvin's scar tissue open and just get him leaking out that motherfucker. Fight of the night, just bloody the octagon up for the main event. You know what I'm talking about? If one's gonna get messy, I definitely think it's gonna get this one. Yusef's the pick though. I don't like the price tag, but I definitely like the pick. RoboCop versus the Gorilla, the Killer Gorilla, man. With all due respect to the Killer Gorilla, best days are behind him. He has exited his prime, and Gregory Rodriguez is still much, the RoboCop is still very much in his prime. This is why I feel like I should have switched to Ketlin, you know what I mean? But I'm rocking with Angie. I can't rock with the Killer Gorilla like that, man. You know what I mean? Gregory Rodriguez is the pick. If this shit taps out on me while I'm running my motherfucking mouth because it goes down to like 5% and just automatically stops on a motherfucker, appreciate y'all for tapping in. Peace and blessings, and y'all know what it's hitting for because I already ran down them picks. You know what I'm talking about? From bottom to top real quick, it's Jacqueline, but I don't want nothing to do with it. Dontel, but I don't want nothing to do with it. We rocking with Vince, we rocking with Chaos, we rocking with Jesus, and we rocking with Jared Gordon. It's Angela, but I don't want anything to do with that motherfucking fight. You understand what I'm saying to you? We rocking with Jose, and we rocking with Rodolfo. We rocking with Edmund, we rocking with Yusef, and we rocking with Gregory. Motherfucker. We rocking with Nazim. Fuck these bomb fiend brothers. If I gotta tap in and rub that shit in my chest, if all of this shit comes back and it's an absolute mess, I apologize, y'all. But fuck these motherfucking bomb fiend brothers, man. This shit might come back to bite me in my ass. You know what I'm talking about? It be like that sometimes, though. That's how the ball bounce and the cookie fucking crumble. You can't call them all, man. You know what I'm talking about? Last week we went, what, 7, 4, and 1 all around. 2 and 2 on the dogs. You know what I'm talking about? Down on the prelims, prelim plays, prelim dogs, Bart, Tom, and Jonathan. You know what I'm talking about? Staying away from women's MMA, staying away from the stayaways. Those was 2 good plays, man. And I feel like down on the prelims, Kaylin or Chaos and Vince are gonna prove to be 2 good plays. You understand what I'm saying to you? I really like Jesus, man. You know what I mean? I really like Jesus. Now I gotta go back and do a quick pick for Nazim because I just switched on this motherfucker too, man. Fuck these bomb fiend brothers, man. It is what it is, man. Maybe they both show up, they both catch dubs. I look fucking crazy for switching my motherfucking picks. I start telling myself, man, that's why we don't switch picks. We just properly prepare ourselves for being on the wrong side of them shits. You dumb bitch, and I want to just throw my head through the drywall. But you know, as a degenerate, those days come. You know what I mean? And they go. And the better ones come again. Then they go. And them fucked up days come back. You know what I'm talking about? But that's the life of a motherfucking degenerate, man. And I'm a motherfucking degenerate, man. So it is what it is, man. Gregory Rodriguez is the pick. Yusef Salau is the pick. Edmund Shabazian is the pick. Very much confident in all 3 of them picks. Locking them up. Listen, man. Nazim is the pick. Yup. Nazim is the pick, man. Fuck it. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Nazim is the motherfucking pick, man. We'll properly prepare, you know? We'll properly prepare for being on the wrong side of that shit. But Nazim is the pick, and that's a dog. Then Rodolfo's the pick, and Jose's the pick. So it's 1 dog on the main card, you know what I mean? The dogs are down on the prelims. We gonna get the stress out the way early. You know what I mean? Because on the main card, it's RoboCop, it's Yusef Salau, and it's Edmund Shabazian to hold it down as the foundation. You know what I mean? Rodolfo as well, and Jose. You know what I'm talking about? Then it's just a dog play. 6 fights on the main card, fucking rightfully so. We have a swap out. Drop my 5-legger with RoboCop, Yusef, Edmund, Rodolfo, and Jose. Then I drop a 6-legger, add Nazim. Drop another 6-legger, swap out Nazim for Ishmael. And that's how we doing on the main card for me. You know what I mean? I'll rock with my 3, then I'll rock with my 4, then I'll parlay up. Like, I'll rock with motherfucking Gregory, Edmund, and Youssef. 3-leg parlay. Then I'll do those 3 with Rodolfo as a 4-leg parlay. Then I'll do those 5, Rodolfo and Jose, as a 5-leg parlay. Then I'll take Rodolfo out and just do motherfucking RoboCop, Youssef, Shabazian, and Jose as a 4-leg parlay. Then I'll do my 6-leg parlay and I'll add a swap out for the 6th leg. And that's how I get my motherfucking action. That's how I attack the main card. You understand what I'm saying? So you go about how you want to go about it. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm leaving these ladies the fuck alone. Fuck this Jacqueline and Julia fight. Fuck this Dontel and Walter fight. They heavyweights. They not ladies. And fuck this Angie versus Ketlin fight. Enjoying all these motherfuckers, but I'm not betting on these fuckers. And fuck Jared versus old boy. That'll be a, you know, we'll talk about it type situation, man. Listen. I got 2 dogs down there that I like. I got 3 dogs down there that I like. You know what I'm talking about? So depending on the Jared Gordon line, if I even mess with it because it's so unreliable with the judges and that guy, give me Vincent K, you know, Chaos. 2 legs, 2 slight dogs. Probably comes in around plus, you know, a nice plus money number. You know what I'm talking about? Give me a single play on Jesus. You understand what I'm saying to you? Obviously, I'll do my all favorites. Like, I'll do Jackie, I'll do Elijah, I'll do Gabe, I'll do Hafel, and I'll do, you know, a swap out between Ketlin and Angie. You know what I mean? Maybe it's, you know, Jacqueline, Elijah, Gabe, Hafel, and a swap out between Jared and Razibov. You know what I mean? And Jacqueline, Elijah, Gabe, Hafel, and a swap out between Walter and motherfucking Dontel as far as favorites are concerned, man. You know what I mean? I could fuck with those 4 favorites and then do some swap outs, but who I like, you know, is gonna be Vincent, you know, Chaos down there, man. But it is what it is, man. So we got what, 4 dogs on the prelims? Dontel, Vince, Chaos, and Jesus. We gonna go 2 for 2 again. We gonna go 3 and 1. We gonna go 4 for 4, motherfucker. That'd be a bitch to go 0 for 4, wouldn't it? My God, y'all would rain down on me and sound off like a motherfucker in that comment section. Boy, I'll be rubbing shit in my chest for a whole week, man. It's all good though, cause we gonna eat on this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm talking about? 4 dogs, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights on the prelims. 4 dogs, 3 favorites. Jacqueline, Dontel, Vince, Chaos, Jesus, Jared, and Angie. You know what I'm talking about? And the main card is 5 favorites and 1 dog, man. It's Gregory, Youssef, Edmund, Nazim, Adolfo, and Jose, man. And that's that with that. I appreciate y'all for tapping in.